Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. Happy Monday to you guys. It's April 18th, 2011. Here's your live stream recap. We had a wonderful day in the room today. Got a little bit off to a slow start. It's a Monday morning. Now again, let's talk about what was going on today, right? We had a lot of things going on this morning, didn't we? Now forget about the fact it's a Monday morning. Now remember, Monday mornings, just like you and I, traders like to hit that snooze button a couple times and sleep in on Monday mornings, especially if they have a great weekend filled with all kinds of playoff hockey and playoff sports on television, if the weather's nice outside, or like today we have a holiday coming up this week. So we had a lot of reasons why no news on a Monday morning. Well, we had 10 o'clock news, but nothing very early to kind of wake this market up. So without the news at 8 o'clock or 8:30 this morning, we expected to have Monday morning a little bit sluggish. Now that's actually why on Monday mornings we actually go over the morning prep together in real time. Usually what I'll do is I'll do the morning prep on my end, then I'll post the morning prep on the blog. Well, this morning, Monday mornings, because they're a little bit slower, come in early, 7:45, and I'll show you guys how I go through that morning prep from start to finish. Whether you're a guest or a member, you can see the whole thing there Monday mornings. I do it every day, obviously, but Mondays are a little bit slower, so I like to do that together with my clients in the trade room. Now, Monday morning, not much news. That's right off the bat. We expect to see things a little bit sluggish. But then we start looking at the rest of the week. Now, at sundown tonight, right, a couple hours from now, at sundown, the Passover holiday starts, right? One of the most popular Jewish holidays of the year, right? Passover being a very popular holiday. That goes into Tuesday, so from sundown tonight till sundown tomorrow, and then Wednesday is their day of celebration. So depending on, right, who's celebrating what, we do expect to have a little bit lower volume Tuesday and Wednesday because of this Passover holiday. Now, would you assume that maybe some of those Passover traders, right, obviously traders who are celebrating Passover, I would assume a lot of them might take off Monday morning too, right? So if you had plans with your family on Tuesday and Wednesday, you'd probably take off Monday too. And that was another reason why we thought, you know what, we may see things a little bit slow this morning. Then we also said, don't forget too, you've got Sunday holiday, Easter Sunday, and this Friday is Good Friday. So Friday markets are closed, so all of a sudden now we have a good idea of what's going on this morning. Monday morning expected to be slow. We also know with the holidays coming, people may be distracted on Monday morning, right? Maybe they're getting all their Passover dinner preparations ready to go. Maybe they're getting Easter Sunday dinner scheduled right now, right? So there's a lot of distractions on a Monday morning without any news. Oh, and then we can't forget that final thing. Today's tax day, right? That means before the end of the day today, I have to have my taxes, right, paid, postmarked, right, here in Los Angeles by the end of the day today, which means I've got to hurry up and finish this video for you guys, head down to the post office and get my taxes submitted too. So that on top of everything else, right, as you can imagine, most people this morning were getting out of the trade early so they can get to the bank, right, get to the post office box and get that check mailed to the IRS. So lots of stuff happening today, right? 18th, of course, tax day for us this year. If you didn't get it done last week, all right, you're talking to one of them right now. I got to go down to the post office right now myself. Now, we knew all of that happening there really early, and we got pretty much exactly what we expected. A slow day in the early morning hours, and then picking up into what we call the golden lunch at the end of the morning. Right? We pretty much knew exactly what was going to happen this morning. It was just up to us to be able to sit on those hands and wait patiently. That was one of the hardest parts. And that usually is the hardest part on a sloppy Monday morning, is not getting fooled into over trading before the market really starts moving. Now, let's talk about crude oil. What do we see on crude today? Crude was in a strong bearish channel. But did you read the tape on that crude this morning? The tape was real nasty. At 9 o'clock, it was slower than death out there. And all of a sudden now, crude drops. When it dropped after 9 o'clock, tough to tell why it dropped so much. We get some news from the S&P. They're downgrading the U.S. here from, stable to negative. Still AAA, of course, but from stable to negative. And I think that shook up a lot of the markets at 9 o'clock this morning. Well, what happened was, at 9 o'clock, we get this big push down on crude. But it came after we had so slow price action, we weren't ready for it. So we see the big drop on crude, and then crude just goes sideways. So, of course, we waited for it. We waited all the way till the end of the morning and finally got the crude jumping up a little bit. We tried to trade long, short, but crude was just going sideways. We took trades on crude at 10.15, took trades on crude at 10.25. We took a loss on crude today. and then finished up the day 11:20, 11:30 on crude, looking for that golden lunch. We took 2 final trades today on crude. Ended up having a pretty good day, but the real money was made on gold today. Now, again, I'm running a little bit short on time right now. I'm going to go pay Mr. Taxman myself. So we won't talk about crude today, but crude definitely made us some money this morning, but real sloppy. Today, the most focus, though, was on gold. Gold made us the most amount of money. It gave us the easy sideways range. We saw a nice easy sideways range, and we also saw a nice bullish channel. Those 2 price patterns make it very easy for us to know where to be trading, and then all we do is wait for price to come to us, and that tells us when to be trading. This is why I love our job. This is why I love what I do. We've got price comes down, and we try to buy the lows. But do you remember what the tape looked like? We saw big buyers buying, but no movement. Remember that? So what we saw was we wanted to buy those lows, but we figured out that this BMT level was holding us up. And that's pretty typical. When you read the tape and you see increasing speed and buyers, and it's not moving, right? Almost like the market's hitting some sort of glass ceiling there. Well, when you begin to see sellers show up, that's when you start to look for that price reversal. Well, we never saw sellers show up. So once we broke above that BMT, I now knew, this market wants to rise. We saw all those buyers, but it just couldn't break through this BMT level. Well, finally it breaks through. Buyers continue, increasing speed. I'm going to buy a pullback and take this thing all the way up. There's your pullback right there. So at 10:43, this was that fast track winner. 10:43 on the gold, wave long. Again, coming off those lows, we saw that easy resistance there. We break above the resistance, buy the pullback, right? And of course, your final target, it ended up putting us all the way into nowhere's land up here. I used the ABCD pattern to tell me where that final target would be, and got out there for a wave long, 89.1, 10, 20, 38, one of our biggest winners of the day, and it was a fast track win.